Toffee TV to match preview Everton versus Manchester United. It's a must-win game for both teams. Who'd have thunk it?
The battle for six.
It is though, it's a must-win. If we don't win, then we won't have won for ages. Or
Unless we draw.
But then we still won't have won.
One win in 9.
One win in 9. Man United have won 2 in 9.
This is a put it on Sky, it'd be a classic.
Yeah, it'd be a classic this.
The laziest third laziest team against the first.
They're lazier than us.
That takes some doing.
But I can't wait for this game for one simple reason.
You get to see
Zlatan! Come on!
See a demigod.
I'm just going to wear my Zlatan t-shirt and not care what happens in the game. I'm just going to sit there when he puts a cig in his mouth and just walks past the Jags. I'm just going to be like that. Woo! I can't wait.
He's one of those players though, isn't he?
Outside my headspace though, I'll be like, giving it all that.
You won't.
I know, I won't. I'll be sitting there
going.
Do you know what? I'm made up he's playing because it's like in the Premier League they used to see these players every week. Like every team has one absolute star. Doesn't matter who it was, and now no one's got any stars. It's a boring league. It's full of just chances and
balderdash chances.
That's full it is, isn't it?
Why no one's getting our contract on.
It will be nice to just see a genuine world class star playing at Goodison Park. I can't wait.
Yeah, I've already seen him there, mate. So, it's not for me.
At Goodison Park?
Not Goodison Park.
I really hope. I hope Nias plays because it's a genuine world class star that I want to see. That's what I want to see. It's a game. It's a game. I think we can win.
Yeah.
But Everton, they're gonna have to do the opposite of everything they've been doing for weeks.
Just show them all the tapes and go, see all that? Just do the opposite. Do the other thing. Lukaku, run.
Yeah.
Jagielka, defend.
Kick.
Ross,
make a bloody decision. Create. Stecklenberg, say. Well, he didn't make a boss save.
Coleman, defend.
Yeah.
Williams, shave your Barnett.
Alan Lennon, he should shave his beard.
Alan Lennon, don't start.
Yeah, don't start with doing all your crosses.
Be more difficult with Balassi though, wouldn't it? You'd be like,
get a better thing.
That thing you did, do that. That other thing you did, don't. You know, because he's just so inconsistent. But
Garner's alright. He can just keep on. Just don't.
Barry, get younger.
Dime me here now. Go on like Matt. Back to the game anyway.
Yeah, I'm not sure you were.
It's a game that we can definitely. I don't look at it and go, we haven't got a chance here. Which there's a game around the 19th of December. I'll probably be saying that at the moment. But this one, I don't feel like that. These have got some fantastic players, and if we drop our level, they will take us to cleaners. But you know, this might be the game that the crowd will be up for it. It might be what Everton need at the minute. You know what we need? Almost like a Moyes type performance.
It could be an ideal game for us. It's like in terms of positivity wise, and especially looking ahead to the other 2 massive home games we've got this month. If we put a good performance in, we get a good result.
This is the first big game at Goodison Park this season. Really, when you think about it.
Definitely.
All right, Spurs first game, but you know, Spurs is Spurs. You don't ever go. You don't go. I can't wait to play Spurs on a on a Wednesday night.
Because we hardly ever beat them in the Premier League.
And because the Spurs.
And because the Spurs.
And no one cares. But
they could be their motto, couldn't it? Because we're Spurs and no one cares.
Yeah. It's a shit motto, but you know,
it's a shit
can't see that going well in Latin.
And Zlatan.
Yeah, we could have our own language. Anyway, it is the first big game, isn't it? And we have got a few coming up, but it'd be nice to set the tone. And last season, you think back to like Chelsea in the cup, City in the cup, those big games that we got up for. The crowd got, the team got up for the crowd got up for them, and we need more of the same come Sunday. We can't have this defeatist attitude that we've already lost in. Because let's not mince out. They haven't been great, Man United, this season. Is there a stat that Mourinho's been sent off more times at Old Trafford than he's won?
Twice.
They are actually better away from home, but it's gonna be. I think everyone's got to be up for this game, and we've got to look at it and go, do you know what? We can win this. We can win every home game, but we've got to be up for it. And Everton in the last few years, this season, last season, the season we've gone in against teams that we're supposed to beat, and we started the game slow, the crowd are sat on their hands, they're waiting for something to happen.
Yeah.
Whereas the big games, you can't afford to do that. You've got to be up and at 'em, otherwise you're going to be behind very, very quickly. You've got to be up for these games, and there's no excuse, and that might actually help us. And when we moan about the fact that we've got Arsenal, we've got Liverpool, the fact is these games, players and fans have got to be up for them.
I think that's another thing with United as well. When they've started against poorly this season, teams have really gone after them and they struggled to get a foothold in the match. Think about when they played Watford, they were all over them early on and didn't give them a chance. Chelsea scored an early goal, didn't they, and just pummeled them then from then on. So I think it is going to be key that we start, because if we all go the game, we see another terrible start from the same players. That atmosphere that you'll get immediately with being Man United, immediately with being a late game, is just suddenly going to seep away, isn't it? So it is imperative that we get out the traps fast in this one, and I think in the same breath, it's imperative we see some fresh faces in there, something a little bit different, like we talked about on the formation show before. That's so important that we see something refreshing.
Got to give the crowd something to cling on to.
But also the crowd have got to play their part, not just, you've got to sometimes take the fans have got to. We might get into the fan stuff, but fans have got to take the responsibility and say this is a big game. We've got to set the tone, and and then the fans can say they've played the part. I was just thinking, then can Wayne Rooney become Man United's highest ever goal scorer this weekend?
About
that would be interesting.
Yeah, but he's not, he's not good enough to get that.
No, of course he's not.
But I think if you look at them, I think they're having some similar issues to us in a way. I don't think Mourinho knows the best team yet. I think they've also played
square pegs round holes as well.
I think they've also played in just moments this season. You think about the game when they beat Leicester 4-1, they were absolutely superb for about 30 minutes, but apart from that, they just played in little patches. They've relied on moments from Zlatan,
big players,
moments from Pogba in the game. So they're obviously the key ones to watch out, do you think? But they have got a lot of quality and a lot of variety in attack. They could easily start with them two, Mata and Martial, and then they've got Rooney on the bench, Rashford on the bench.
As you said, they're a team. They're a team like us. That they're a little higher level, but it doesn't really matter, because if you don't have that fluidity in your side, you are waiting on those moments. Now they'll get more moments because they've got more play. I mean, we rely on Lukaku and we rely on Balassi basically, and Ross maybe to do something. Where you just said it, they've got Zlatan, they've got Rooney, they've got Pogba, they've got Mata can pop. Obviously, he's like the little one, isn't he? He's not wanted, but he's like a pain in the arse because he's so good for them. He's no striker, isn't he? He calls us. You've got Mkhitaryan, who's just starting to come back into it and starting to find his feet. But it's the same. They haven't bedded in a system. Mourinho is almost in his own way just getting by the individuals, which he doesn't really care about, let's be honest. He quite enjoys that. I think that it is about, he'd rather see Pogba score or Zlatan score than Mata score a couple of goals. You know what I mean? He doesn't want that, because he's all about the show, isn't it?
It's all about it.
Exactly. So if we can get some kind of fluidity, I don't know how we're going to get that. But if we can get a fluidity, then there's no reason why we can't beat them. But we've got to start well. We've got to be out the traps. I know we say this all the time, but we've got to be at them from the start and try and dictate the tempo.
Try and get a shot in the first minute or something. Try and get the crowd.
15.
Or 15 seconds.
Minutes.
No, but try and get the crowd up for it. I always said it many times. You always think an early shot or a good tackle or something gets you the crowd going, like, we're up for this. If it's just pass, and then 3, 4, 5 minutes goes by, then 10 minutes goes by, and we haven't really done anything, it starts to become quiet, doesn't it? And like you said, then quickly everything deflates. The fact it's under the lights and it's Man United and it's it's freezing. All them things go out the window, and it's just like, this is same old, and then you're waiting for them to do something.
They've got an important game, haven't they, as well, in midweek in the cup against West Ham. Mourinho takes that very seriously, doesn't he?
Well, it's
famously
going to get the first trophy, doesn't he?
Yeah, so you'd imagine they'd be looking hard at that, and after Southampton in the week, they had a tough game, didn't they, away in Prague. You would have expected us to be on them and show a lot more in terms of fitness and intensity off the ball, and we didn't. So that's another area we need to.
Do we expect them to be, after a couple of poor games, do we expect them to finally maybe treat this game and say, we are going to make changes, or is it too big a game against too good a side to say we're going to make not drastic changes, but a couple? Because
I don't know if it's the time for drastic.
No, I'm not asking for drastic changes. What I'm saying is, do you expect any changes, or are you just going to go for the side and test it again and hope that they raise their level?
I wouldn't expect anything other than maybe Morales to come in, maybe Morey, but I would be very surprised if Davis and Holgate came into the team. I think we've seen over the past few weeks that even though Coleman's not been playing well, even though Ross Barkley's not been playing well, he's not made those changes, has he? And I think if he hasn't made those changes at that point when things were going pretty bad, if we didn't make them after the Chelsea game, if we didn't make them after the Swansea game, he's not going to make them now either.
Yeah, I tend to agree. No, I tend to agree. I think maybe there'll be one change and it'll be whoever he wants to try this week.
Lennon's not playing. Yeah. Lennon's not playing.
Oh, well, that's it. So that's what the change will be. Whoever's replacing Adam Lennon this week. It's whoever's turn it is on the right hand side.
Do you think he might go for a flat 3 and maybe push Ross into one of those more advanced attacking positions?
Like, is McCarthy fit? Because
he said McCarthy's going to be fit, so we can play McCarthy, Garn and Barry. Flat 3, be really competitive in midfield and say to Ross, right, we're going to push it up, but you've got to play off one of the wings. Say the same to Balassi and have that sort of maybe have that interchange. Maybe Ron can drift over to the right and Ross could become a bit more central and just mix it up a little bit. And having those 3 in midfield creates a little bit more insurance, so Ross doesn't have to drop in and sort of get lost in that midfield. And
with fullbacks could push it a little bit more then, couldn't they, as well? Because they could potentially funnel out to the sides, but I just
still no goals.
Yeah, that's the issue, isn't it? And that midfield 3's not got much in terms of creativity.
Yeah, I don't want them to have creativity though. I want them to be smashing bodies
but
left, right, and centre.
You need 3 players to do that.
Yes, if you're going to play a proper 3 up front, I do think you need to have 3 holding centre midfielders. This is the thing we fell into in the past, where, like we say, if you're going to stick to playing 4-5-1 or 4-3-3. Then I'd rather it was a solid 3 in centre midfield. I mean, let's be honest, Barry plays a slightly different role now than he has been.
Yeah. Because
he keeps the ball typically well.
Didn't against Southampton.
No, recently he hasn't. Recently he's looked like old balls. But, we spoke about it in the past. Well, Ross is not sometimes the enigma because he is just, the game bypasses him. But maybe if he's more attacking, then suddenly you've got him on one side, Balassi on the other, and you're forcing them back from the front, and then your 3 do all the hard work, and then suddenly you've got a little bit more attacking impetus, and Ross is always up there and always looking to create something rather than having to fill in that midfield. I don't know. I just think that's
tough, isn't it? Because in the one sense you want to do that and you want to make us more combative in that area, but I think, like Baz said there, you lose something going forward then, don't you? And if you look at the last 2 games against Swansea and against Southampton, that's been probably the biggest issue, hasn't it? Going forward, we've lacked creativity so much.
But do you lose something going forward though? Because you've got Ross in a more advanced position, and let's be honest, right? In the last few weeks, we've been losing something going forward because we've had nothing on the right. So you're down a man already, but
still you're taking out an attacker and putting a defensive midfield player in. I suppose if you're looking at it and going, if we don't get beat, that's a positive point. That's how he might look at it. He might look and go, if we draw 1-1 or 0-0, it's a point. We've got another point on the board, so our game out the way. I don't know, and then you can say, well, it was worth taking that attacking player out. Do you know what I mean? If you put McCarthy offers you nothing.
I don't think you are taking an attacking. This is what I'm trying to say.
You are, aren't you?
But I don't think you are, because what you're doing is you're swapping Ross Barkley for James. You're swapping Ross, and I know, but what I'm saying is you're giving people defined roles. At the moment, Ross Barkley is struggling. Whether you think he's sort of trying to play well in games and it's just not happening, he's struggling. And maybe you define his role a little bit more. You said you play off the striker as a second striker, but on the right or on the left. You're defining his role, and then you're defining McCarthy's role, so you know what McCarthy's going to do.
Well, you don't know whether it'd be better just saying, we'll play Valencia on the right then, or on the left. And play flat 3, so you've still got the protection, but you've actually put someone in the side, or of course Omanias.
But then it is Ross.
Someone who might put the ball.
But then Ross isn't. I don't think Ross can ever play in a flat 3. I just don't think he's got it in him.
But you don't know because he's never had to.
No, I think I've seen enough of him to know that I don't.
I think he's been. I think when you say to players that your responsibilities are quite minimal, they just treat it as the responsibilities are quite minimal. I think if you put Ross Barkley in a two with someone and said you're a centre midfield player, go and play in centre midfield.
But I'd rather his responsibility was playing off the striker than his responsibility.
But he's been doing it. That's what I'm saying. He's been doing it. He's not doing it.
I don't think he has been doing it though.
What's he been doing it?
I honestly I couldn't tell you.
So why does he deserve to play then?
Well, he doesn't deserve. None of them deserve to play.
Oh, well,
literally none of them deserve to play. That's
you know how
that's something we'll come back to in January when we sign all them players.
You know how I feel about Ross, but I'm just saying to you, I'm at the stage now with them
very dodgy when you just said
where
I may actually cut that off the show.
I love Ross Barkley. He's great, but he's not playing well. And the thing for me is, at what stage do we, if we're mixing it up, are we? Why should we try him wide up front when he's basically up front not doing it anyway, or do we just give someone else a go and just see if they can affect it?
That's it. If we're going to play a flat midfield three, I like to see somebody who can get forward and influence the play as well. Somebody who's like a shuttle there between.
But we can't though, because we haven't got anyone to do that. That's what I'm saying.
Garner can kind of do it, but then he stops.
Well, I want Davies to play. I want him to be the #1 name on the team sheet, but that's not going to happen. That's what we're sort of saying, isn't it? He ain't. It's very, he ain't going to throw. If he didn't throw him in against Swansea, he's not going to throw him in against Man United. That's a general rule of thumb, isn't it?
I honestly think about Ross. I think if he's gonna make it and become this player that everyone hopes he's going to be, I think it'll be in that position in a three where he's got two players next to him. He's got a holder and like two holding midfielders essentially. He play either side of him, and he can pick the ball up in central areas and carry forward. I don't think he's ever going to be a number 10. I don't think he's a centre forward. I think that position is ultimately where his future should lie. He's going to go on and realise his potential. Playing wide, you give him freedom, but you're taking something away from his game then, aren't you? The best part of his game, I think, is when he gets it and carries it through faces and gets us through the pitch quickly.
I haven't seen him do that for a while.
He keeps stopping, doesn't he? He picks it up like he's about to do it, and then he stops. I mean, he done it against Swansea last week. He was on the floor, he recovered the ball and went 2 or 3 and got into the box. But he does it in fits and starts, doesn't he? And that's why I'm saying if he was further back, maybe in a defensive, not a defensive midfield, but if he was in an orthodox midfield player, he may be able to get that time and space to carry it through.
We both agree Ped's wrong then.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I know what he's saying because we spoke about it in the formation. He could play coming off the left, but I always think you should try to put goals in your team, particularly at home. And I think it's all we're kind of saying here is let's take out a goal threat, because if we're saying...
I don't think but that's not...
But you are, because if we've got Barkley in midfield, if it's the way Everton normally line up...
But what I'm saying is...
Listen, if it's the way Everton normally line up, and you're removing, say, Kevin Morales, for argument's sake, because it's his turn on when throw the R50p, Kevin Morales may score a goal. That's what he may do at some stage. You're putting in James McCarthy, who will never score a goal in a bit. Well, I'll say he scored a couple of years ago against these when we won 3-0, but it's very rare that he will score. And you're putting Ross Barkley, so you're taking... But
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that
I don't think you know what you're saying.
I always know what I'm saying. You're putting your 3 midfielder, your security, and what you're saying is...
I understand.
Your front 3 then can just literally do what they want. In a structure where they don't have to worry about.
Do you believe in your heart to heart Koeman's going to play Barkley wide, right or left?
He's done it already this season.
When?
In what game was it? He has already done it this season.
He played them up front against Spurs.
He's already done it this season, and I think he could do it again. I think if James McCarthy's fit, then I think he'll put him in centre midfield, and I think he'll drag one of them out. I think that's what he'll do. You watch. That's what he'll do, and he'll actually quote me in the press conference. No, he won't. No, he won't. He'll do it on Twitter.
He'll just go on. Thanks.
At
Ped. He'll at
7.
Ped 7.
What? Yeah.
He might do. And it could work, because it will click back for Ross. It will. It will, but it's just that what stage.
It won't. It's not that it could work. It will work if given the chance.
Big words.
It will work. I'm telling you.
Big words.
But it's whether he's...
Marino's going to have a picture of you.
Whether he's got the bottle.
He's going to have a picture of you with Nevin kids, and he's going to go, Bed, I am coming for you. And he'll just have a punch bag and start.
David Hay style, yeah.
Just hate it up. Lad Bible will be throwing your face on it and everything.
Is he allowed to come in the game?
Yeah, I believe so, yeah. But he'd be sat by Mashiri. Mashiri just be throwing like 50 pences at him or something, Jordan.
That's what he did in the summer, apparently. Never worked. Got convinced.
Yeah.
Right, that's enough of us chatting absolute. Well, them chatting nonsense. Me, I'm right. As I say, I'm still. Let us know in the comments. How do you feel about this knitwear channel that we're looking at bringing on?
I think it's a chance. I think it's got a chance. Knitwear science.
Knitwear science.
The
science of
knitwear.
Knitting.
Yeah.
It works.
Great.
Let us know in the comments. Let us know about this game as well.
Thingy that Les would love that, wouldn't he?
Les would
love it.
Les has got jumpers from like Triassic period. Dinosaurs and
It'd have to have
with
a bit of tweed in it though as well with Les. Can we do tweed?
Not sure.
Might be a different channel. Might be a different channel altogether. Yeah.
I'm gonna score 3 and win, so 3-2.
Yeah, there you go. Let us know in the comments what you think. Are you looking forward to this? Should Nias play? Let us know. All these things. There's all these different conundrums to solve. 3 midfield, Ross out wide. You know, it makes sense. See you later on Toffee TV. No Baz.